Okay. Good evening. How you guys doing? My visual art one students. It's I'm doing this on Sunday night. It's a very short instruction on our assignment this week. Since last week we had to put in all the grades. This week is also think of this also like a catch up week too. I already submitted the quarter grades, but after Monday, uh, I can start submitting grades again. Here's the deal. We're in quarter two. So any late assignments, I have to put in my policy. Late work, you're going to lose. It's going to be less than 10% from quarter one. Any late work this from last week or this week, it's still full credit. And I'm going to talk about our assignment today. So we're doing definitions, but I want you guys, instead of writing a sentence, you're going to draw me what it is and what it's not, and you're going to draw a what we call a sketch, not a real drawing. It's called, I mean, it's sort of like a small drawing, but it's called like a doodle. A doodle is not a completed. It's something that comes to your mind real quick and makes you remember it. It works great with visual learners. I'm both an audio learner as well as a visual learner. Okay, uh, which visual learners are also tactile learners. They learn through touching and fixing things. Visual learners, we view. Audio learners, I'm a weak audio learner. I don't listen. I don't remember stuff if you tell me too much in data. Anyways, but this is for visual. So I'm going to show you. If you're not a visual learner, you're going to see how visual learners think. Lots of artists are visual learners, so I want you guys to follow this exercise. We're going to talk about our terms. So I'm going to pick two terms from your list. Give me a second, because I could not have the internet running at the same time. So I got a worksheet here. So I'm going to use two words. I'm going to use shape and geometric shape. So I'm going to show you how I do this. So I grab a sheet of lined paper. Now, if you're going to do it using Google, it's okay. If you're going to do a Google Doc, it will work too. You can actually draw with Google Doc. I might show that to you guys in class. But if you're old fashioned like me, I know a lot of you guys are doing this. You're still using the old paper. That works great. So part A, the first part of this week is I want you guys to look up the art definition. Since we don't have the full textbook, we only copy the textbook section by section. I want you to go on Google.com. I'm going to put in the term. The first word is shape, like I'm going to do. I'm going to try to dig up the word. And it sounds horrible. I know. I'm still thinking like a tactile learner. You want to put the word shape, colon are the two dots, and put art definition. You should get the first art definition, which must come. I'm going to show you what I got. Shape. And I already Googled it up, so I'm going to write, if I was just like you, my student's name, Frank. And I used to go this way too. My pen just died. Okay, I need to refill them. Gutierrez-Navas. I use this, my last name, my father's last name is really long. So that's why I go all the way to my mom's maiden name. It's a tradition Hispanics have. So let's say I'm in period 1, art class. Okay, today's day 10/11/2020. In America, we use a dash. If you're European, you put a period. I don't know. And we're going with the chapter. It could be chapter 4, chapter 3. I'm going to put chapter. If you want to make it 4, you just put an extra stick. So our first term is, this is how it's going to work. First term is shape. It is either a triangle, square, circle, or it is either. So I'm using a noun. Sorry, I forgot to mention this. It's a noun. Should have put N for noun, which I did up here. My fault. So it should have put an N for noun. So sorry about that. So write shape, noun. your list is going to be a little bit different. It is either a triangle, a square, a circle, or like rectangle that has height and width in a real, meaning 3D, three dimensions, or implied 2D uh, surface space. So it really just got really technical on me. It is a noun now. So shape. It is either a triangle, a square, a circle, a rectangle, and it keeps going, etc., etc. So I didn't want to write all of that in there because you could have a sexagon, an octagon, sexagon, so there's lots of shapes, but they all have height and width. There's another sentence, a much simpler definition saying shape, which is also another noun definition, has only two dimensions. Two dimensions that possess, my pen just died on me, that possess height and width. Okay, so it is 2D. There we go. So I put two definitions there. See that, guys? Now, this is my first definition for the day. I'm using Arabic numbers. Those are the most common numbers you guys use. I use the Roman numeral here. And you're going to write here what it is, only one time, what it is. And I've already folded it. See this, guys? I've already folded it. And you guys, here is what it is. So you can put a plus here. Okay. And what it's not. What is not. And this pen's also dying on me. So there you guys. You guys see this? So I have my definition here, my art definition. I put two of them. That's why I have an and for noun. Another one. It could be an adjective, but I'm going with shape. I'm using the noun. And here, what it is and what it's not. So what it is. So when I think of a shape, I think of a square. Let's go with a square. It has height. Here's my height. And has width. Okay. So remember this from geometry, guys. See that? So it is divided. If you want to divide it, go for it. I'm not that crazy about it. But there you go. What it's not, well, I'm going to draw a cube. So I'm going to do a square here. Another, see what I did? I did a square. I'm going to do a cube. I'm going to connect this line here. Connect this line here. I'm kind of, there we go. It has height, has width, but also has depth. So we have three. We have height, width, and depth. Here we only have two. Okay, do you guys see that? So there's my first definition. Okay, so that's what came to me first. I'm not trying to invent the wheel. It just came quickly to my subconscious or my mind from knowledge. Second, let's do our second definition. And in my list, the next word is geometric shapes. Geometric shapes. And it's a noun too. When I looked it up, I Googled it. It is any two-dimensional shape. Two-dimensional shape with width and depth dimensions. comma, that possess a 90, I'm sorry, I think it was a 45, actually an angle from 45, yeah, or 45 degrees less from 45 degrees less or more with a pointed with a pointed turn angle. Again, it's very technical. Angle and straight lines that enclose it. That's what I got. Okay, so I got my definition. There's my definition. Very technical, very, not something I would have put in my own words, but I should have. And here I'm going to create, just put a plus here and a negative, what it is. So a geometric, what it's not a circle. It's not a wavy, although here this almost came out to, there we go. These are organic shapes. So this is geometric, a square is geometric, a triangle is geometric. If I do a zigzag angle line, but then I close it, even though it's not, it's still geometric. Okay, so we have these versus these. There we go. Think of it this way too. You want to put a V, so you have two options. You can put a line through it, and I think a line's kind of sloppy. But if you put a versus, that'll work too. And just put a plus up here if that helps you out. And then just work on your third one. So this is your project for this week. So your first part of your project by Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, try to do your definitions. By Thursday and Friday, I want to see your drawings in between, just like I did in here. And that's it. So, and then if you have any more free time, finish your worksheets. Finish any other late assignments from last week or the week before. You can still get from last week and the week before, you can still get full credit. So any other projects going further far, there's going to be a low penalty charge, but you know what? Turn in your assignments so you can boost up your semester grade. We're done with quarter one. Quarter one is gone, but late assignments are still there. Try to boost them up, and it's up to you. Okay. If you have any questions, email me. But this is our video. It took me probably just this demonstration 13 minutes. So you're going to work with partners. So again, look what I did. I wrote down my definition, and you can also do this digitally. Try to draw it. You can draw it on Google Docs. There's a pen there. I'm going to show you how to use it. And then just do a squiggle. A squiggle is not a full drawing, guys. It's not even finished. I didn't even add shadow to my cube. I love making my objects look. So again, there you go. So remember, you're going to draw on one side what it is and what it's not. You don't have to draw as much as I do, but if you feel comfortable, you just want to confirm on your notes. We'll work on this chapter, the chapter you started working on last week. Okay, so last week was the catch-up week. This week we have to start working on the terms and definitions. But instead of writing a sentence, you're going to draw me a picture. You're going to draw me a visual sentence, believe it or not. Just like the Egyptians were going backwards. Instead of using, the Phoenicians invented the alphabet, but the Egyptians actually started drawing the sounds. If we look back now, the Babylonians and Mesopotamians, the Akkadians, would use shapes. So, the Egyptians would do a shape that emulated the human form. They had an issue with drawing form. because of the culture. The culture was still evolving. We won't get it drawn implied form only with the Greeks and then the Romans. But the Egyptians, their pictorial alphabet would have been something like this. The Arcadians or the Babylonians and Mesopotamians, they will use shapes and lines to create the sound. The Phoenicians gave us the modern day alphabet. The Greeks would adopt the alphabet, and the Romans. So you can see the shape of our letters taking. The Phoenicians were influenced by the Egyptians, and they took it. That's 9 degrees or 3 degrees of history with us. So we owe us Westerners, Western language, and even it influenced, believe it or not, Mandarin Chinese or ancient Chinese, that Phoenician trade through the what do they call it, the golden trade. Anyways, the Silk Road. That influence would go. So the shape, like the letter P, comes from the bow. The bow. I'm sorry, and that would influence the P sound or the B sound in Chinese to Baba, which means grandma or grandpa, and then Old Mandarin Chinese would influence it. So that spread of written in artificial intelligence is what you guys are doing, this little exercise. So you're going to figure out how visual learning, just we're writing modern, give us a modern writing definition in English, of course, not any other language. Use Google, use modern technology, and then draw me a picture of what it is and what it's not. So you guys are working, you're actually doing some historical stuff right now. You're working backwards. So let's start working on this. So draw me a picture of what it is and what it's not after you get the definition. So you can get a visual. This is also a trick I learned how to do notes. I like drawing pictures when I write down information, and I'm creating a visual connection so I can recall the data, the information, artificial intelligence. Anyways, I'll talk to you later in a little while in class, okay? I'm going to upload this video for you guys, and that's basically it. Okay.